Hello, and welcome to episode number 6, I believe. 6, I believe it is episode 6. If it's episode 7, then that's kind of embarrassing. But welcome to episode 6, probably, of 18 Talk Skating. My name is Van Gogh, and I'm hoping that you all are having an amazing week. This week it's been okay for me, a little stressful, and I'm definitely very tired from school. But I'm never too tired to talk a bit about skating. So we are going to get right into it because this week I actually do have a lot to talk about. This week the main focus is going to be on Junior Worlds 2024. But we are also being talking about a little exciting skating news at the beginning. It's a comeback that I mentioned briefly last week, and I've taken some time to kind of think about it. And I think it is very exciting for skating right now, especially. But we're going to get into it. First off, we, of course, have our program of the week, the little segment where I talk about a program where that I've watched a lot recently or I really like. And this program is actually a junior program that I saw while watching Junior Worlds this week. Catching up on it, I guess. And that program is Anthea Gradinaru's short program. I'm sorry if I said that name wrong, but she is a junior skater from Switzerland competing in women's singles. And this short program is absolutely stunning in my opinion. It's to the song Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. And I don't know, I really like the choreography in this program especially. And I think she really sells it for me. The facial expressions and kind of like the slight nuances in the program with the arm movements and the head movements, they all add up to create this really wonderful, very beautiful program. Anthea Gradinaru, I'm sorry if I said that wrong again. But I just think that she, especially in the step sequence, I felt like she really broke free, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but it just felt very liberating to watch. And I'm like, this is very, very cool for a junior skier. Like she's around the same age as me, and that's like absolutely crazy. That these skaters are so young and they're doing such amazing things, like Anthea, and I really enjoyed the step sequence in this program. It's just set perfectly music. And there is a moment before the step sequence where she kind of does a split jump right on the music, and it's just, I love it. And you guys all know that I'm a sucker for choreographic moves or jumps or spins, really, anything that is right on the music. I just think split jump right on the music was so beautiful. It was kind of a sudden drop in the music. It was just wonderful. But yeah, so the program again, Anthea Gradinaru's short program from 2023-2024. You can see it on the women's short program for World Championships, the World Junior Championships on the ISU channel. So yeah, now we're gonna get into a skating news report. We had the boxing match where I was the boxing announcer, I don't know. But now I'm a news reporter. But anyway, the skating news this week, or it happened really last week, but it's taken some time. I did mention it last week and a little bit, and that is Alyssa Liu's comeback, because Alyssa Liu announced last Friday, March 1st, that she was coming back to competitive ice, because she retired when she was 16 years old, and now she's coming back. I believe she's 18 now. But she retired after Worlds 2022, where she did place 3rd, and then at the 2022 Olympics, she placed 7th. So, very impressive placements, obviously, because Olympics and Worlds are obviously very serious competitions. But I want to talk a little bit more about some of her achievements and how I think this will impact the competitive field, especially the current U.S. women's field, because I definitely think this is a very interesting, something that really thickens the plot, I guess. But Alyssa Liu, again, 7th at the Olympics, 3rd at Worlds 2022. She's a 2-time U.S. national champion. Obviously really impressive. And in her last competitive season, she was competing with the triple axel. Obviously, again, triple axel is not a jump a lot of people are landing. She did land it with, like, under rotation. I'm actually not sure she landed it, like, perfectly clean that season. But at least she was attempting it. I do know that. And, even early in her career when she was a junior, I was watching some old videos, she was capable of quad lutz. So, if she has that ability to compete again with those jumps, that'd be very shocking, especially in the U.S. women's field. So definitely I think this adds more competition because even the current U.S. women's field right now, I think there's so many very talented skaters with, around the same technical content in their programs. And it's just adding up to be very competitive. To name some names, off the top of my head, Amber Glenn, obviously, Isabel Levito. Josephine Lee had that breakout performance at the Nationals this year. Sarah Everhart with her 4th place at Nationals this year. Amazing short and free for her. Star Andrews, Soho Lee, I believe. I'm definitely forgetting people, but there's all these amazing skaters already in the U.S. women's field, and so having Alyssa Liu come back, especially with kind of the repertoire, or like the achievements that she's had in the past, I definitely think this really thickens supply, adds a lot to competitiveness. I'm sorry, as we head to 2026 Olympics, because as we all know, the max skaters for per discipline for a country is 3, and if there's there's 6, 7 U.S. women skaters competing for 3 spots, not everyone is going to get to go to the Olympics. So definitely very competitive. But I will say that obviously I've only seen on Instagram short training clips, short videos of Alyssa Liu jumping. She hasn't been to a competition in a while. It's still definitely, it takes a lot of time to get back into skating. So I'm not saying that she's gonna start winning everything, but I definitely think she's someone to look out for considering what she's been able to do in the past. And so, very interesting stuff. Like, U.S. women's field becoming very competitive, kind of intense, and I could see Alyssa Liu possibly going to the Olympics again, which is absolutely crazy, considering 2 weeks ago I've been no, she's retired, but it's great for her that she's coming back to the sport. She's 18, so she has tons of time. But I really liked her programs when she was competing, especially her Don Quixote short that I did discuss in the boxing match. So I'm gonna say I predicted her comeback or something. Not really, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Alyssa Liu is coming back. Watch out, everybody, because she might take all the gold suddenly. Yeah. So next we're gonna talk about Junior Worlds 2024, which is gonna be the majority of this episode. I will say, as I said in the past, I don't follow junior events too much. But I thought that Junior Worlds, obviously, it's the most major event for junior skaters. I did think that I would cover it, especially since I do think it's important to watch juniors, because they're literally the future of the sport. When the seniors retire, juniors are going to come up and they're the future of this sport. So it's super important that we consider that junior skaters have amazing capabilities as well. I was able to watch most of the events, not most of the events. I kind of skimmed through some of the events per se. But I was able to watch the men's free, the women's short, the women's free, part of pairs and ice dance, as well. Especially the ice dance free dance, probably the one I also watched a lot of. But unfortunately, they took down the rhythm dance and the men's short program. I believe that it's due to like music copyright, probably. So that's unfortunate. But I was able to watch like as much as I could, I guess, considering the time I had this week, which was not a lot. But if you guys do wanna go and watch Junior Worlds 2024, um, the Skating ISU YouTube channel streams it on their page for free, which I think is super awesome. And Ted Barden is commentating as well. He's awesome too. So yeah, definitely go check it out if you are interested in some of the things I'm saying. But yeah, we're gonna get started with the first event that happened because we were gonna talk about them in the order they happened, which was the pairs event. And I didn't really watch the pairs, honestly. So I don't really have too much to say about the pairs, so I'm just gonna talk about the top three teams that were on the podium. And the first team that was on the podium was Naomi Williams and Lachlan Lauer. I'm very sorry, I'm said that wrong. From the USA. I definitely think a bronze at Junior Worlds in pairs. Very impressive for them. And I think this kind of is a rebirth in US pairs because I have seen a lot of things like online on Reddit and stuff like that where people are saying like, oh, US pairs is like super dead, like, like no one like impressive is competing. But these juniors are coming up into pairs. What was I saying? These juniors are coming up into pairs and they're just juniors, but eventually they become seniors. And I definitely think that if more US pairs come up, then it could be really a rebirth in US pairs. Because I definitely think maybe pairs is probably right now currently the US's like weakest discipline. But we like it's not saying that's like I'm not saying that's final, like that's not the be all end all kind of situation. Like, in figure skating, countries have rose and fallen and rose again in certain disciplines. And I think the US pairs, they definitely can have a rebirth. And it's really exciting for Naomi Williams and Lachlan Lure, that they got a medal at Junior Worlds. I believe they are continuing as juniors next season. I have no idea about their ages, but I believe they are probably continuing as juniors next season. So maybe they can achieve, even better results. And, it's definitely exciting to see what will happen. And then the second place team after Williams and Lure was Olivia Flores and Luke Wang, also from the USA. They got a silver over 20 points over third. And again, another US team, so two US teams on the Junior World pairs podium. So I definitely think this shows something about US pairs at least. That they're it's not dead as a lot of people that I see are saying. It's not, they're not in a state of like nothing's happening. But there are pairs in juniors, and as they go into seniors, definitely exciting to see what development will happen. And then the first place winners were Anastasia Metelkina and Luka Beruleva. I'm very sorry I said those wrong. But they represent Georgia, and they won the Junior Grand Prix final this season, and they got a silver at the Senior Europeans. So I think a lot of people were, I think it was kind of obvious that they were gonna win this. But they won by over 13 points, which of course is super impressive. But yeah, they represent Georgia, and definitely exciting where they'll be as well, especially considering they've already competed at a senior level with the silver at Europeans. Europeans is not easy, obviously, to get a medal at even. So, definitely exciting to see that that they did that, and I believe they're a new team this season, or perhaps they just joined last season together. But I'm pretty sure it was this season that they formed their partnership. But very cool for them. Again, I have no idea if they're continuing as juniors or seniors or doing both. But yeah, very exciting. So again, bronze was Naomi Williams and Lachlan Lure from the US. Silver went to Olivia Flores and Luke Wang from the US. And the gold went to Anastasia Metlakina and Luka Beruleva from Georgia. Okay, women's. I think this women's competition was actually very exciting. It was very competitive. I don't remember the exact placing numbers, but I believe it was 7th place to 17th place was really close in scores. They were all around 170 or something like that. But I want to talk about two skaters who, I think are very notable and who didn't place as high as maybe a lot of people expected. But I definitely think I really like both of their programs, so that's why I'm going to talk about them, because I think they're definitely notable. And the first skater I'm going to talk about in the women's is Kaya Ryder. I'm sorry if I said that wrong again. But she placed 21st here. She is the Canadian National Senior Champion. She did have some under rotation issues, which is really unfortunate because I really like her program. It's to this music called Imagination, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But it's a calmer piece of music. It's definitely not very loud, dramatic, in-your-face type of music. Definitely calm type of music. And I thought she really had a nice connection to the overall free program. She did an Ina Bauer, which is really pretty too. But, she is Canadian National Champion. And it's definitely really hard being a national champion. But I'm hoping that she fixes some of those under rotation issues, that she, maybe the technique on the jumps. I'm not really sure. I'm not too pro on what is going on. But I hope that she can fix those under rotation issues, because her artistic side is really nicely done already, in my opinion. And so if she fixed those under rotations, then, she could really place higher. I believe she's I don't know if she's going to Senior Worlds this year, or is it Maddie Schizis, but, definitely very impressive for her. And then similar to Kaya Ryder, in 20th place was Josephine Lee, who, as I said earlier, she got the U.S. silver this year at the Senior Nationals. I really like her program too. It's to this kind of, I don't really know what the song is. It's more like Spanish vibes, I guess. I don't really know. But I thought she's very dramatic in this free skate. But, she also had some under rotations in the free. She fell in her loop. But, I think she has really nice qualities. Her consistency, maybe, for Josephine Lee is not the best, but I really hope that she does get more consistent. Especially since US is so competitive, and so, considering 2026 Olympics they're not super far away from now. 2 years is not a long time in skating. Beijing 2022 felt like yesterday for me. I really do hope that she gets more consistency, because I think she could really be on that Olympic team. I believe she can be on the Olympic team. I think she is age eligible, if I'm correct. I believe she is, yeah. And then we're gonna jump some places to 11th place, which is Elina Goidina. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, from Estonia. And she was 5th place in the short program. And guess how old she is? She's 13. She's 13 years old. Super impressive. And I did see her, her skating scores and stuff, her skating scores, profile or whatever, and she hadn't had a lot of competitions before this, so it just seems super shocking and super impressive to me that she placed 5th place at Junior Worlds at 13 without, maybe as much competitive experience as the other competitors in the field. Her jumps were very big in the short. That's the first thing I noticed. Her jumps were big. She did her triple lutz. I thought it was giant. It was probably I don't know how tall, but it was pretty big in my opinion. In the free, she didn't have as much success. She did fall in the loop, but 11th overall is still so impressive for someone who's 13, not much competitive experience. The other skaters are, they have more experience. 11th at Junior Worlds is amazing. It's not bad. It's amazing for someone that young. And, as She won't be eligible for 2026, but, 2030, that comes up too. And so for Elena Goydina, I really like, her jumps, especially her technique looks really good, I think. I don't really know. I really like the programs, and yeah, it was very nice. And then we're gonna move to 5th place, which was Ikura Kushida from Japan, who was 3rd in the short after a very nice program, but she did fall twice on the free on her double axel and then a triple loop to 5th place. And, she was skating to the Little Prince, and you guys all know how I feel about Little Prince programs after, what are their names? Peshalat and Borzat from France in 2014. And she was the rose, like her outfit was red, like the rose. And her hair was kind of up, like, and I don't really know how to describe, but it felt very, like, flower-like, I guess. And she did these illusion kicks on the music during her combination spin that were, like, right on the music, like, right, like, perfect, you know what I mean? And, of course, I love that. Illusion kicks are so cool to watch, I think. Especially if they do, like, multiple in a row. I love it. And I really like the choreo sequence of this program as well. Definitely unfortunate that she did fall twice in the free, because I do think that perhaps she could have medaled. But, I believe she's also 13 years old, if I remember correctly. I believe she's also 13 years old. Or, actually, no, that's another skater. That's another skater that's coming up. But, also, very nice program. The Little Prince, love it. And then in 4th place was a skater who I don't think a lot of people kind of saw as coming in as 4th place, but her name is Aida Karhunen. I'm very sorry if I said that wrong as well. But I didn't see a lot of people talking about her, and I definitely think she's very notable. But she's from Finland. She's a junior skater from Finland. And I think the competitive field in Finland is not talked about a lot. But I swear that there's, like, a lot of women in Finland who are skating. And I feel like the field over there is pretty competitive as well. I can think of, like, a few, like, of course it's gone now. Emmy Peltonen. And who else is competing? Oh my gosh. I think her name is Olivia Lisko or something like that. But I definitely think the field over there is pretty competitive. There was the skater, Nella Pelkonen, I think was her name. Pelkonen, I think. And I definitely think the Finnish women's field is competitive as well. And not a lot of people talk about it. But anyway, back to Aida Karhunen. Her free skate was set to Bohemian Rhapsody, which, was different from the other skaters. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is a good song. It's a really long song, I guess. I don't know. It's a rhapsody, I guess. But I really like her choreo sequence in this program. Her outfit, too, it was, like, this bright yellow, and I really, like, enjoyed it because it was different from the other skaters. It was really nice. So she was in 4th place, but in 3rd place, we had Rina Uizono from Japan. I'm sorry if I said that wrong again. She was 8th in the short. I believe she kind of had a stumble on her combination, which is why she was lower. And she's a skater that is 13. Okay. She is 13 years old. I really like her short program because it went from this nice, calm piano music to more party music, and when in the transition between those two, like, songs, whatever, she was, like, smiling, and she kind of, like, I don't know, it felt like a whole different skater almost. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me a lot of May Berenice Maite's program from the 2018 Olympics, her free skate. It was, like, Chopin, and then it was, like, some fun, like, pop music. So I really like Rina Uizono's program as well. And I thought her jumps were very springy, if that makes sense. Like, she really sprung. I don't know, that makes no sense. She really sprung herself into the air. I feel like, I don't know. I thought she was a very fast rotator as well. At least it seemed like it to my eye. but I'm blind, so y'all, I don't know, okay? In the choreo sequence, she had this jump on the music, which, we all know, like, I should probably stop talking about things that are on the music, because it's just so important to me. And the ending of her free skate is, like, I don't know, it's, like, iconic at this point for me, but she kind of smiles and she, like, points a finger at the judges, like, right on the beat of the music. And, because she had a clean program in the free, so I think she was just, like, the smile was so big, and I believe it's the same music that Brady Tennell used in a short program, I think, in, like, 2021 or 2020 or something like that. I really like that program, too, so I really like this music. I don't remember, I think it's a Max Richter composition or something. Maybe the music isn't the same and I'm going crazy. But I really like the ending of this program by Rina Rizono. She got third. Especially she had to kind of dig herself out of eighth. Very impressive that she, made it up to third place. Yeah, I really liked it. It was very interesting. And her outfit as well. It reminded me of, how do you say? It reminded me of Madison Chalk's, like, free dance. I mean, I'm going crazy. It's, it's like the clock thing. Madison Chalk and Evan Bates, they have this theme for their free dance this season. I have no idea if I'm actually going crazy. I probably am, like, but I feel like the outfit kind of looks like, maybe it's just the color and, like, the style, like, yeah, I think I'm going crazy, guys. Like, the color is kind of different, but I don't know, okay? But, yeah, so she got bronze, and silver was Jia Shin, who did win the short over Mao Shimada, who got first overall. So Jia Shin from South Korea, she won the silver. This is her third silver at Junior Worlds, consecutively, so she won silver 2022, 2023, and now 2024. She won her short program, I guess. Sorry. She placed second in the free. It was a clean skate for her, but technically with, like, GOE and, like, the big jumps wise, Mao Shimada is ahead. But I genuinely love this free skate by Jia Shin so much. It's set to Not About Angels by Birdie. And it is just so beautiful. Like, every time I watch it with the beautiful Ina Bauer, it just reminds me of, like, whoa, like, I think it's just a beautiful program. She doesn't have a triple axel. She doesn't have the quad toe that Mao Shimada is capable of, but, she can do. But components-wise, she did have the highest components, which I was happy about when I saw the score. Because I do think Jia Shin has the best components out of all the junior women right now. That at least the ones I watched, I was really impressed. It's like the interpretation and composition of the program that really impressed me. I feel like she really connects with the music and the choreography. And, I honestly think her components could be a little higher even, maybe. Maybe that's crazy, and I don't know. Because I do think, like, people say, like, oh, junior skaters, like, they can't have as good components as senior skaters to make this sport fair. I don't know what people would say, really, but I also think Jia Shin's component score, her artistry, is better than some senior skaters. I'm so in love with this program, genuinely. I think it's so good. But yeah, Jia Shin from South Korea, she got second here. And then in first place was Mao Shimada, who got second in the short, under or below Jia Shin. And then she won the free and overall. So in the free, she attempted the triple axel. She stumbled out of it, like step out almost, I think. But she landed this beautiful quad toe, which is crazy. Yeah, quad toe, and just, it was stunning, and the GOE, like, she got rewarded for it as well. Obviously Japan is super competitive. I think everyone knows this. Japan is super competitive in singles, so, But I believe Mao Shimada, she's competed at the senior nationals in Japan. I don't remember exactly what she placed. I believe it was maybe third this year, but still, like, that's super amazing in Japan. But yeah, especially since she is obviously super young as well. I believe she's 14. I have no idea. But, super impressive. And then her free skate score was 145.76. You heard me right, 145.76. And Ted Barden on the stream, he mentioned about this score being in Senior Worlds, and so I did some research. And if Mao Shimada had competed at Senior Worlds last year with this score, with her final score, she would have gotten bronze. But with the not the choreographic, with the step sequence added to her free skate, then I don't know if this is true, but maybe she would have gotten silver even. Which is absolutely crazy, that she's so young and she's getting these high scores. Jia Shin as well, she's getting very high scores. And I feel like this women's event in general is very competitive, compared to last year's junior women's event. I did watch that one too last year, and I felt like this year was so competitive, and it just really spoke to me about how great these skaters are, how skilled, how well trained, and to be so young and to like have so much passion for some sport, and to just be so good at it. It's just really impressive. Especially since I'm a teen as well, and I'm like, whoa, like watching these skaters really honestly inspires me because they're so young. It's crazy. But that was the women's event. So again, bronze went to Rina Uizono from Japan. Second went to Jia Shin from South Korea. And third, oh my gosh, did I say it wrong? No. And third was Rina Uizono. Second was Jia Shin. And first was Mao Shimada from Japan. And we're going to take a break from very long programs. Not long programs, how do you say? Like very long disciplines. Because I'm going to talk about ice dance next. And again, I don't watch ice dance a lot. Even at the senior level, really, like pairs. So junior ice dance to me is like even like more, like I don't really watch it. Don't know a lot about these teams. Like I've probably heard their names like a couple of times. But I wouldn't say like, I follow them or anything. But sorry, my throat. In third place from Germany, we had Daria Grimm and Mikhail Savitsky. I'm sorry I said those names wrong again. And I was looking on their ISQ bio. I thought it was really funny. Daria Grimm's, her hobby that she listed was cherry pit spitting. And Mikhail Savitsky's hobby was failure management, which I thought was super funny. Like, me too, honestly. Failure management is also my hobby. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Failure management, like, I know Jimmy Ma has annoying Amber Glenn on his, which is super funny. Like, I really do wonder, like, what is the limit you can go with that? But, back to ice dance. Dario Grimm and Mikhail Savitsky, they skated to, first it was Rondo Capriccio, I believe it's called. It was Yuzru's free skate music, his last competitive season, right? Yeah. Or was it his short program? Yeah, it was a short program, sorry. It was Yuzru's, Olympic short program music. And then it transitioned into this opera version of Carmen, which is really interesting. Like, it was interesting how they put it together. I really like their choreo assisted jumps. I know it's like an element not a lot of people like, but I like the choreo assisted jumps. I think they look nice, actually. And they did this cool slide move during the choreographic step sequence that I really enjoyed as well. And then in silver position, we had Elizabeth Chachenko and Alexei Kilyakov. I said those names wrong again, but they represent Israel. And they won bronze by only 0.55, so it was super close. They had this really creative choreo step sequence in the beginning of the free dance. I think a lot of teams tend to put their choreo stuff at the second half of the program. But I like that they opened with the choreo step sequence. I feel like it really set the like vibe, the ambiance for the entire program, which is very unique music as well. I thought it was almost difficult to skate to because I felt like it wasn't as dramatic as some other, typical skating music would be. But I really enjoyed their program. They had this cool spin entrance. It almost like they were doing two separate sit spins, but then they're like linked together. It's like, I don't know. And then in first place from the USA, we had Leah Nesset and Artem Markelov. And they won by over 7 points. So, very good victory for them. I really like their curve lift plus their rotational lift, like, together. Like, it went from curve lift to rotational lift. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? He was holding her leg, and then before their, their combo spin, he, held her leg, and then he pulled her back. I thought it was a really cool move. And then when they did a choreo lift, it almost looked like he flinged her and then caught her. It was super confusing, but super amazing to look at the same time. So I really like their program as well. Obviously, ice dance is very competitive in the U.S., so, it's very competitive in the U.S. Like, that's just kind of unavoidable in the U.S. I feel like ice dance is probably the most, competitive discipline in the U.S., so, not easy to be an ice dance in the U.S. So I have no idea if Leah Nesset and Artem Markelov are gonna stay in juniors. I have no idea how old they are, not gonna lie. Okay, so Leah Nesset is 18, and Artem Markelov is 20. Okay, so they do have another season. They can stay another season in skating, which, I have no idea if they're gonna do that or not, but I feel like ice dance is really hard to break into, if that makes sense, if you go from junior to senior. But, best of luck to them. Best of luck to all of these teams, all these haters. Haters? Oh my god. What is coming out of my mouth? Best of luck to all of these skaters. Jeez. I don't know what I'm saying. It's Friday night. I'm tired. Bronze. Okay, anyway. As a review, bronze went to Daria Grimm and Mikhail Savitsky from Germany. The silver went to Elizabeth Chachenko and Alexei Kilyakov from Israel. And the gold went to Leah Nesset and Artem Markelov from the USA. Okay, final event, guys. My throat is killing me. Final event, though. We're going to make it. And the final event is the men's event, which is interesting because I feel like... I don't know. I think things never end with men's sometimes. I don't know. I feel like men's are always ending first. They took down the short program, I think due to music copyright probably, but they left the free skate, at least on the ISU channel. But the first skater I'm going to talk about, I am so impressed about with the level of artistry with the skater. His name is Anthony Paradis, maybe. He is from Canada. He's representing Canada. And genuinely, I've never seen a more artistic junior in my life, probably. Like, whoa. In the short program, he did have an issue with a pop and then a fall. He popped his triplets in the free. So technically, he's not the strongest. But artistically is where he shines so much. He skated to the freeze program by a song by Conan Gray. I have no idea what the song is called. But it worked just so well. I felt like he was so into the music that it was beautiful, in my opinion. The way he moves, I don't know. It was beautiful how he did it. It just, I'm sorry. I need to know the title of the song. Like, honestly, I don't think I can find it. But I love it. It's just, I don't know. I just think it was beautiful. It was yours. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, it was yours. Okay. But it was beautiful, and he's very flexible. He did a Bielman spin, obviously not very common in men's. He got good component score. I believe he placed 6th or something in components. At least it was top 10, I know that. So definitely good that the judges are noticing that I love his artistry so much. Good transitions. It was emotional. He did a cantilever. I know that he got 3rd at Canadian Senior Nationals this year, which is really cool. good for him. But, you know, if he got more consistency and improvements with the technical issues, you know, he already has, like, great artistry. Like, it almost reminds me of Jason Brown, who I feel like I consider, like, the pro of artistry today. Like, it just reminded me a lot of Jason Brown and just how emotional it was and how it just felt like a senior was doing it. It was beautiful. But I do hope that Anthony Pettis, he gets the technical side up, because then I feel like he would be a threat, not gonna lie. The artistry and the technical could be a big threat. In 12th place was Yan Hao Lee, which I feel like a lot of people would say is shocking. He had this really unfortunate short program where he placed 23rd. It was just not the best short program, and you know, it happens. Ice is slippery, as we all know. But he ended up placing 8th in the free with a great comeback skate and 12th overall. He did fall on the triple axel in the free, but the rest of the program was pretty clean, and he, you know, he's a strong skater in his skating skills. You know, even I can tell that, honestly. Like, I see in the way he kind of moves around the ice. It's very nice, and I've seen the comments on Reddit and, you know, on Twitter and everything about Yan Hao Lee, and he's like, amazing skating skills. And he represents New Zealand, which I did talk about this when he would medal at the Youth Olympics, that, you know, New Zealand isn't the biggest skating nation in the world. So it's really impressive what he's been able to do, and, you know, making his country proud. He did win the bronze at the Youth Olympics, which I think did show that maybe he could have won a medal here, but unfortunately the short program was just too, the loss of points from the short program was just too much to make up, even if he had the most perfect free skate. But still, like, to have that comeback skate, to go from 23rd to 12th, that's still really impressive. And, you know, I believe he's only 14 or 15. So, again, he's definitely staying in juniors. So, it's going to be exciting to see where he goes, because this is probably his best season, I believe, because he won a medal on the Junior Grand Prix as well. So, definitely very impressive season for Yan Hao Lee. And I wish him all the best, because I really do enjoy his programs. But we're going to go to, I believe this is 5th place, is Francois Pitot from France. He was second after the short, with a good skate. You know, he was in medal contention, but unfortunately he fell to 5th overall after the free. Oh, my burping. Oh, my God. He had a very strong triple axel double toe combination. Unfortunately, he did pop the second axle into a single. Then he tried a triple axel again, but it turned out, and then he fell on the Lutz. So, you know, it was just a combination of mistakes that really took him out of medal contention here. But, you know, very good skier. France as well. Like, I feel like France is, like, a hidden country almost. Like, it's not, people don't see that as competitive, but I know there's Adam Shaheen-Fa. I know Kevin Amos, perhaps, if he gets recovery from, I believe, injuries happening right now. Francois Pitot, obviously. That guy, his name is Luc Economidis, I believe. And so I think it's super impressive, the amount of men that are in France right now. And it's very interesting who will come out on top. And, you know, especially since, again, 2026 is approaching fast. I don't know if Francois Pitot would be eligible in terms of age, but I hope he is, you know. In 4th place, we had Shunsuke Nakamura from Japan. He was 10th at the short, but he did another comeback with a great free. He did a quad toe, beautiful. I believe it was the only, I don't know if this only quad is. No, it was not. I don't know if it was the only clean quad in this competition, but I don't think it was, maybe. He fell in his triple axel, unfortunately. I liked his music choice as well. He had this dusty type of outfit almost. It looked like dusty in, like, the best way possible with sparkles on it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But he placed 4th overall. Now to talk about the podium. Third place was Adam Hagara from Slovakia. Definitely one of the breakout names as far as I've heard this season for junior men. He was third out of the short program. Okay, Spotify. Okay, I know. Sorry. He had this giant triple axel in the short. Like, it was probably one of the biggest triple axels I've ever seen. The grammar isn't grammaring. Oops, sorry. My table, what the heck. Anyway. His short program is Set to Another Love by Tom Odell, and I felt like it really contrasts with the Free, which is to Dream On by Aerosmith. So definitely, very more light music and then more intense music. And I swear, every time I every time I watch this program, Dream On always gets stuck in my head, like, the day afterwards, because, I don't know, it's just kind of like, I don't know, I always think about it, I don't know. But he did a loop on the music, very nice. His use of hands is very nice as well, fits with the music. And then he had this one Lutz, which is he just held the position, so it was almost like he was flowing out of the exit. It was beautiful. And then he did this spread eagle in the chorus sequence that, really liked. I really liked. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But yeah, Adam Hagara, he got third. He did get silver at the Youth Olympics and, third here at Junior Worlds. So it's going to be very interesting as well to see how he develops. Obviously, it's very interesting how all junior skaters develop because I think juniors is so cool how these are like the seeds of the sport basically. They're going to grow and stuff. But very cool. And then in second place overall, we had Ryo Nakata from Japan. He was placed fifth at the short because I believe he kind of stumbled or he didn't have the best exit on his combination as he could have. But in the free, he did try a quad toe. He stepped out of it, but he did a nice triple axel as well. And Japan is competitive. I talked about this earlier. Japan is competitive. It's not easy at all, I would say. Like, Japan is very competitive. Men's and women's, very competitive. So, again, it'll be really interesting to see how Ryo Nakata develops as well. If he can get more consistency with his quad, then definitely I think he can dominate juniors. I believe he is still competing as a junior next season as well. At least that's what I thought, based on what I saw on the internet. Let me see. Oh, yeah, he's 15, so he definitely is going to be skating as a junior next season. We've seen him have amazing comeback skates before, because at the Youth Olympics, he did not as well in the short program, but he did an amazing free skate. Came back really well. Beautiful. But yeah. And then in first place, because I'm not going to forget first place, I don't know, guys. It from South Korea was, oh my god, I'm so tired. Minkyu Sa, I believe is how you say the name. I'm very sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I really like his nice short program. He had this pink outfit on, very cool. Again, like Adam Hagara, he had this really nice Lutz where he did a nice flow, because I feel like not enough skaters hold the position after they land. They just do some steps or whatnot, turns and whatnot. But I feel like if you hold the edge, it's beautiful. In the free, he popped a triple axel, but it's okay. I really like the choreo sequence in this program. It's to Notre Dame de Paris, and there was this one moment which was so unique in the free, that he looked like he was going into a camel spin, but then he didn't, and I was like, it was psych. He was like, I'm doing the camel psych, and I was like, oh, dang, that's cool. But I was really impressed with him as well. Very nice skier, good qualities. That camel trick or whatever, it was so cool. I've never seen it before. He was faking it out. I don't know. But so again, in the men's program, then the men's event, Adam Hagara from Slovakia in third, Ryo Nakata from Japan in second, and Minkyu Sa from South Korea in first place. So yeah, that was Junior Worlds, and a bit of a loose comeback story that I'm really interested in. But I hope you all enjoyed this episode of 18 Talk Skating. You know, it's already episode 6, which is crazy. Next week is going to be exciting because 2 weeks from now is going to be the Senior World Championships. So next week is going to be a predictions episode where I'm going to be talking about who I think is going to win, who I think is going to podium, etc. You know, maybe some surprises thrown in there. Because I definitely think this year, especially the men's event, it could be anyone's game. It could be anyone's game, really. So I'm going to be talking about that. And thank you all so much for listening to this episode. I hope you have an amazing day. See you next week for Senior World's predictions. I'm really excited for that. Yeah, thank you. And bye-bye.